time to make the assassin guide.
MassBlade, if you're listening to this.
The game has changed.
MassBlade. If MassBlade's not in here, someone tell him in game that I will make it my life's journey to hunt him down.
Okay, what is going on, guys? It is your boy MassBlade, Speedy Blackman in the building, MassGuard in the building, Mr. MB in the building. Okay, you know how we do this shit. Alright, now it's been a while since I have actually made a guide video. Now I know okay, I know about the meme. Okay, I know. Alright, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I haven't addressed it. Okay, alright, it is what it is. Okay, bruh, that is why you are all here. Okay, you are here to learn to play assassin. Alright, but I will give you guys some tips on how you can play occultist as well, just a little bit, not too much, because this is mainly an assassin guide. Okay, same thing with PvE. I will just tell you a little bit of tips and that's it. I'm not going to go too much into detail because this is a PvP combo rotation and how you should play this class. Now, I'm never going to lie. When I began Reaper, it really made my head spin. Okay, it was a headache. This class is actually really complex for beginners. So I highly advise for your first class, if you are going to main Reaper, really pay attention to the class and the skills and the mechanics and how it works and how to get burst damage. Okay, now straight off the bat, I'm gonna say to you that War Moon is legit your main source of damage. This is the main skill you need to land in order to get the big burst that you need. Okay, now with War Moon, from the outside, it doesn't look like much, okay? But guys, I know what you're thinking. How is War Moon the strongest skill that Reaper has, okay? You'll be very surprised. Okay, it scales with a lot of freaking skills like life and death, for example, is your biggest source of damage. Okay, this skill can also be reset, but we can get into that later. Okay, now focus on life and death. Okay, the skill life and death, again, same thing with War Moon, not much of a big deal. By itself, not much of a big deal. I will show you the full combo demonstration of each skills and a video showcase for you guys to check out and see for yourselves the damage comparison, so you can understand an idea of why I am telling you this. Okay, War Moon by itself and Life Eater by themselves, not strong skills. Okay, this is why people in the beginning, when they first start Reaper, they will say, oh, Reaper doesn't do any damage, oh, Reaper's trash, oh, they can't, they always get beat by every other class in the game, they can't do shit. Yeah, this is why. Okay, you need to understand the class first. Okay, now for your build, Astral Blessings, you want to go with Moth Poison, Morning Light, Night's End Lantern. You can use Rhyme Month Lamp, but I highly suggest you use the other one, Night's End Lantern, because it does a lot more damage for your combo and it is very, very worth in terms of overall damage and easy to pull off. Honestly, You can use Ram Month Lamp. Like, I have seen people use it. It is not that bad of an Astral Blessing. It's pretty freaking good, actually. But you have to make sure you catch the target within those 15 seconds. That is the problem. With Knight's End Lantern, it is more consistent. This build that I am using, it is built on consistency. It is actually used by Chinese and Taiwan veterans. So this is actually a very solid build. I have tested it myself. It is really, really viable in PvP. Okay, trust me. For your glyphs, you want to go for difficult journey, absolute must. Absolute must. There's no question. You have to have that on. Green haze, absolute must. Okay, antidote, absolute must. Okay, now for your fourth one, you can either go for returned soul or voodoo. Okay, or you can go with bright moon for mass PvP, but honestly, I highly do not recommend you go for bright moon. I would say go for voodoo. It is more of a consistent build. Same with return soul as well. When you go below, when the target's below 30% HP, you do more damage. If you're a healer, it's also good for healer build too. You can also use return soul. It is really good. But everything else, I highly recommend you don't use. The ones I have right now in the video, those are what you want to use. Okay, that is my highest suggestion, I would say, for you to use for PvP. Even in 1v1, same shit. For mass PvP, again, same thing. But you can use bright moon in mass PvP. I have seen it work. But for 1v1, do not use bright moon. It is absolutely trash. It is more of a PvE type of glyph. Okay, so for the next part now, guys, remember how I said War Moon and Life and Death are your two biggest sources of damage. War Moon, like I said, by itself doesn't do shit. Okay, but in stealth, the glyph difficult journey makes it does a little bit more damage, not too much. It's nothing flashy, but the reason why I say War Moon is your biggest source of damage is because Life and Death, within 5 seconds you will summon a spirit. Okay, it looks like a reaper, a huge purple reaper that goes behind your target's back, and within 5 seconds you have to make sure you hit your target twice at least. Okay, guys, I am gonna make this your top priority to learning Reaper. Okay, this is your mission. The moment you hit the skill Life and Death, and guys, I really mean this. Okay, you have to make sure you remember this. The moment, and I mean the moment, you touch that button, okay, of Life and Death. Okay, 5 seconds, that's all you have. You have a 5-second time frame in order to hit your opponent with 2 War Moons. The reason why I say 2 is because with Life and Death, while the spirit is active, within those 5 seconds you have to use up 10 incantations in order to maximize the damage. There is also a scaling with Moth Poison that gives you 25% more damage, so it is also a necessity to hit your opponent with 3 War Moons. So bear that in mind. Bear that in mind. Okay, it is not easy. Sometimes your opponent will use anti-CC really quick, okay, and react to your CCs, and they will dodge your War Moons. So this is why Morning Light comes in really handy, because it extends the range and it also slows down your opponent. Now, honestly, sometimes it does vary on your opponent's class. It really does depend. Like I said, you have to use your brain a bit. Okay, this class is not easy to play, but I have had a lot of practice in some of the matchups. And if you're fighting, for example, like a Berserker or a Spearmaster, they will have 2 CC breaks, so you have to be careful. It's not like if it's a Summoner where they only have 1 CC break. Okay, so it's a bit easier to hit it with a Summoner. But yeah, because they're not too keen on using their CC breaks too much. So it really depends on the class. You have to use your brain a little bit. There's also a skill called Lunar Seal, which it is pretty good for like an opener. Like at the start of the match, you can use it to bait someone's anti-CC from a 10-meter distance. It is pretty good. It is pretty good, I would say. But yeah, guys, you have to pay attention to the matchups. Reaper is not an easy class to play. I am telling you. Okay, this is just facts. Okay, this is not an opinion. Okay, this is facts. All right, it is what it is. Okay, but listen. Now, remember what I said. Within 5 seconds. 5 seconds. That is all you have. You can also use Heart Eater to build incantation stacks, but I highly do not recommend this because you want to make sure you reach 10, because without those 10 stacks it doesn't really do that much damage. Trust me, it really doesn't. So what you want to do is use War Moon. This is your best bet. You can also use Lunar Seal to use up 3 incantations, and then you can use a Heart Eater to make it up to 5, and then you can use 1 War Moon, which equals 10. You can do this combo as well. I have seen it. Not so bad, but it is really up to you, because you can use 2 skills for range, and then use 1 for melee, and you can make it equal 10. Really depends on how you play, bro. Like, honestly, I don't know what else to tell you, dude. You just gotta really focus and pay attention to the matchups. Thing about Reaper, right? It is really easy to fuck up because you are pressing a lot of buttons. Okay, this is another thing about Reaper, right? It is a hard class to play because you cannot button mash. So what I mean by this is that you cannot just push any button and expect results. You have to know what you're doing and time your coordination perfectly. Because if you use the skill Life and Death, which is your only big source of damage, with the scaling of War Moon or other skills that use up your incantations, now guys, okay, if you fuck up, that's it. That's the game. That's all your damage. That's all your damage gone. Okay, you do have another chance with Spectral Return, with Spectre Return, but guys, like I said, the Phantom Return, I mean, it is really not easy to catch your opponent sometimes. They will learn how to kite you, they will learn how to dodge your War Moons, they will learn how to fight your class eventually, so you have to mix it up a bit. This is the key in order to master 1v1s. Same with mass PvP. If they see someone being attacked by an invisible target, they will most of the time dodge or use a teleport skill in order to get away from you so that you cannot maximize your life and death. People know how to counter Reaper sometimes. Only people that know the matchup will know this. But it is very predictable as well. Reaper is a bit predictable when it comes to their burst, because with the skill Life and Death, you can see a huge freaking Reaper summoning over their head, bruh, so you know when it's coming. Like, it's not that difficult. All you have to do is use your brain, dude. That's it. The moment you see the big Reaper, start running. That's it. That's it. You see that big freaking Reaper, start running, bro. That is it. That is all you gotta do. That is all you gotta do. 5 seconds. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. Just run for 5 seconds and you should be Gucci. Okay? Now, it scales with a lot of skills. It scales with Shadow Ward. It scales with the 10 incantation stacks. It also stacks with Moth Poison. So in this combo, I will show you guys exactly how I do it and my rotation. Now I'm gonna show you the simple method. I'm not gonna do the advanced method too much. Like, I'll probably show you like a sneak of it, but yeah, sometimes my combo changes because it depends on the class. Like I said, it will change from time to time, and I do mix-ups in order to get my 10 stack of incantation for me to maximize life and death. You will see later on in this video, I will show you a video showcase so you guys can check it out. And okay, now with all that out of the way, that is the assassin side of things for PvP. Now, I know a lot of you guys have been talking to me about PvE as well. Now guys, I am not a PvE player, so this is strictly a PvP type of guide. However, I know there's going to be people coming in here asking for a PvE rotation, so I will tell you guys a few tips. For your PvE rotation and your PvE build, what you want to do is switch Morning Light Astral Blessing for Moon Set Astral Blessing. This is the key in order to maximize your damage in mobbing, especially with bosses too. It works for bosses as well. It is the highest source of damage because you can spam the fuck out of War Moon. Now, Moonset is really freaking good, but you have to make sure you stack your Moth Poison and get a lot of those stacks. It recharges really fast when you add Moth Poison. This is why Moth Poison, it is such a good freaking Astral Blessing. You cannot take this shit off. It also cannot be dispelled. The Heart Eater, it cannot be dispelled. So really freaking good. It has a long timer as well, so you don't have to worry about reapplying it. It is really freaking good. It does a pretty decent amount of damage as well, damage over time. And it stacks with your Heart Eater, so they're both doing damage over time at the same time. So that is pretty cool. Thing is with Moonset, you're gonna want to use this. Trust me, it does a lot of damage, dude. It does a lot of damage. You can spam the hell out of this. When there's a huge crowd of mobs, if you have on Moonset and you infect them with Heart Eater and Moth Poison, you will see the results for yourself. It's like you have unlimited War Moons. You can just keep spamming it in a crowd all the time. It is so good. Okay, so remember, replace Morning Light with Moonset for PvE, and for PvP, have on Morning Light. Okay, that is what I will tell you for PvE. Okay, the rotation is similar to PvP. By the way, in case you're wondering about a PvE rotation, yes, they are similar in terms of rotation, PvP and PvE. For Reaper, they are very similar, but just a little bit different, just a little bit. You know, but it is very, very similar, trust me. Okay, just in case if you're wondering. Okay, I need to wrap this up because I'm actually on the clock, man. Alright, so what do we have? We have also Healer build. Now for Healer, I'm not too much of an expert on Healer, but I know the basics and how to play it in a more skilled way. I have been practicing with Healer, so I am pretty decent, but I'm not like a master at Healer or anything. Like I'm not really like really up there or some shit. Okay, but for Healer, for Reaper, the best thing you want to do is make sure you place down 3 Lotuses at all times. Make sure you do this, okay, in order to get the most out of your healing. Especially most of the time, place it on yourself because you will be targeted a lot. It also gives you a damage reduction buff when you place it on yourself, so make sure you do this at all times. This is a very key way to play Reaper for a cultist build, for healer build. Also, if you are pocket healing someone or single target healing someone, make sure most of the time it is a melee class because they will be getting targeted the most. So you want to use your soul bond on those targets. Okay, make sure you use it, you precast it before you engage in combat. Same thing with a large scale PvP. Like if there's a lot of people attacking at once, make sure you use your Demon's Devourer. I think that's what it's called. It's like a red S symbol, like a red snake symbol, and it looks like Heart Eater, but just like a different color, if you know what I mean. And instead of like the orange snake, it has a red snake. Demon's Devourer or Devourer Demon or some shit. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Make sure you precast that when you engage in a large scale battle. Okay, so make sure you do that as well. For Astral Blessings, I will show them on the screen so you can see. These are the glyphs I use as well. Now, I'm not gonna get too much into detail about all of them. Okay, use whatever is to your preference. Okay, that is what I'm gonna tell you. Okay, just use whatever's to your preference. But this is the main build in China server and Taiwan veterans as well. This is what they use, and they said this is the best method in order to maximize your healing and the most effective way to keep your team members alive. And I do believe them. You can exchange Life Prayer with the other skill. You can do this. Life Prayer with with the other skill, you can use this in PvP. It is pretty alright. It's not so bad. For PvE though, I would say make sure you have life prayer on. Okay, make sure you have life prayer on, because it is very important. Trust me, it is really freaking good. And also remember that it doesn't heal you to 100% in PvP. It heals you to 50% in PvP. It only does 50% of the healing in PvP. Okay, so remember that. Okay, now that's it. Okay, I'm not gonna get too into detail about this because it will be a really long video. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoy and you learn something from this guide. I will show you guys step by step what skills I am using in the rotation as well in the video. So be sure to enjoy it and see for yourself, and you can test this out on players and have a really good result. Okay, but remember, it varies on the class. Okay, make sure you hit them with your war moons when you are in stealth and when you activate your life and death. Make sure they are infected with Heart Eater before you engage as well. I will say that for sure. Okay, and another really cool combo is that when you're using Shadow Ward, the moment you come out of Shadow Ward, make sure you use Serpent Worm. Okay, it is a really good combo, trust me. It's also AoE, so it is really cool. Okay, that's it. Okay, so I don't want to spend too much time on this. Okay, hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you learned something.
MassBlade.
I am the chosen one. I have been chosen to rule this planet.